Welcome back. This is Mr. Cisneros. In our previous video, we started our working drawing for our speaker box project. If we look at sheet 1, we can see we have a cover page. Sheet 2, we took the different views of our speaker box and laid them out with these orthographic projections. So we have our front, top, bottom, right side, and left side. In our third sheet, we have not started. This is where we're going to lay out those individual pieces. So our front panel, our top and bottom, our right side, left side, and our back. So that means we need 1, 2, 3, 4 sheets to do so. So actually it looks like we need to add one more. The way you add a sheet is by clicking on New Sheet. So I'm going to click on that and I'm going to click OK. So you can see the 6th sheet is added on. Remember, when this is white and not grayed out like this, that means that this is the sheet that you're in. If I double click sheet 5, you can see sheet 5 turns white. That means I'm inside of sheet 5. If I double click here, sheet 3, this is the one that I really want to be on to start my multi-view drawings. Remember, multi-view drawings are orthographic projections of a 3D object. So for the first one, we're going to bring in our front panel. So I'm going to click on base over here, and I'm going to search for my front part. So right here, there's my front. I'm going to click OK. And now you can see that my front view of my front panel is shown on the screen. I'm going to place this, I'm going to click and drag and place it down at the bottom left. I'm going to move my mouse up, click, move my mouse to the right, click, and then move my mouse to the top right corner and click one more time. What we have here is our front view, our top view, and our right side view. This right here is an isometric view of the 3D object, which is, again, the front panel. Notice over here in this window, this is our scale. If we wanted to make this smaller, if we wanted to make this bigger, we would have to change the scale. Right now it's set to a 1/4 scale. Over here we have a couple of different options for the style. So if this one is highlighted blue, that means it's selected. So right here, hidden lines will be shown on all views. I don't think we have any hidden lines with any of these panels, so nothing really will show up. This right here, as if you wanted the hidden lines to be removed. Hidden lines are something that we can talk about in another video, but essentially it is anything that maybe is hidden from a particular view. So say if there was some kind of feature in the back of this panel that we could not view, hidden lines would be produced so that we can at least know that there's some kind of feature, some kind of geometry in the back that we just can't see. And it'll show as a hidden line, which is a dotted line. We can talk more about that in another video. The other one I want to show you, this button for style, is shaded. You can see that the texture of the wood is shown on all these views. So if I click on shaded, that wood material will show up. Since it's not selected, if I go ahead and click OK, which I'm going to do right here, you can see the shading goes away. That's because it wasn't selected. What I typically do is I leave the front, top, and right side views black and white, not shaded. But then I go ahead and make my isometric view shaded. I think it just makes more sense. It makes it look a little bit cleaner. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to hover over my isometric view, and you can see that the red dotted lines show up. That's where I'm going to double click, and then over here I'm going to click on shaded. Now it doesn't change it automatically. In order for it to actually go into effect, you have to click OK. So now it's shaded. There's our multi-view drawing. One really interesting thing about this is if you click and drag your front view, your top and right side are linked to it, so it'll move along with it. Alright, so find a space like this where you think it's nice and organized. And now what we're going to do is we're going to do the exact same thing with our sheet 4, 5, and 6, except we're going to bring in the top, bottom, we're going to bring in the right side, left side, and we'll bring in the back. So I'm going to double click sheet 4, and exact same thing. I'm going to go to base, search. I'm going to click on, let's do the back. I'm going to click open. You can see the front view of my back panel is the one that shows up. I'm going to click, move my mouse up, move my mouse to the right, click, move my mouse to the top right, click. I'm going to click OK. I'm going to double click my isometric view. I'm going to click on shaded, and I'm going to click OK. Let's do that again, now with sheet 5. I'm going to double click, and you might experience, if you double click here, something might sometimes not happen. It's always nice to double click the actual little picture. That will guarantee that it gets opened. Sometimes if you double click the words, or maybe over here, sometimes it doesn't work, from what I've seen. So just a little tip, if you double click the little icon, the little picture, that'll always open it for you. So we're in sheet 5 now. I'm going to go to base, I'm going to go to search, and I'm going to bring in my top, bottom. Remember, the top and bottom are the exact same dimensions, so we group them together. I'm going to click open. There's my front view of my top, bottom panel. I'm going to put that in the bottom left corner. I'm going to move my mouse up, to the right, to the top right, and click OK. I'm going to double click my isometric view, and I'm going to click shaded, click OK. Let's do that now with sheet 6. So sheet 6, I'm going to just minimize some of this stuff. Sheet 6, I'm going to double click. I'm going to go to base, search. I'm going to find my right side, left side, click OK. Bring that to the bottom left corner. Move this up, move this to the right, top right, OK. Double click this, isometric view, and then go to shaded. All right, now we've placed all of our multi-view drawings onto these separate sheets. In the next video, we'll talk about how to dimension these. See you in the next one.